Ladies and gentlemen, we are back. I gotta make Rag full screen. I forgot to full screen you. Here you go. Look, now you're full screen.
Thank you.
Welcome back. ReGen Invitational. We've been kicking it off today. We had ReGen Red in the first game up against This Is Jimmy. Then we just had Adults with Jobs up against Team SkyArch. Now we are moving on to round number 2, where ReGen Black, the home team favorites, show off my ReGen Black t-shirt there for you. They're up against Hand Banana, who had a little upset in the first round.
Do you know who they upset in their first round, Murda?
Yeah, they played against Jailbait. I know we have played against Jailbait numerous times, going all the way back to, I think we played in Chair League against them, didn't we?
That
all
was
that time
in Chair
ago?
League.
Yeah,
Yep.
all the way back there. So longtime friends of ReGen and the whole family, falling in the first round to Hand Banana. And here we have a second round matchup where the number 7 ReGen Black will face off against the number 23 Hand Banana. We are currently sitting in lobby. We have 9 out of 10 of our players here. All the players will have a 15-minute grace period to show up before we have to advance to the next round and award the win over to the team that's here. So right now, we are in that waiting period.
So, Murda, while we're waiting, let's talk a bit about the round of 16 and the fact that we are now moving from Infernal Shrines to Volskaya Foundry.
Very good point. Thank you for mentioning that. Yeah, we are switching maps. Infernal Shrines is done for at least the first 3-round portion. We might see it later on in the semifinals or the grand finals. But we are on Volskaya Foundry. Once again, these maps have been voted on by the captains during their registration. This was the second most voted map, so it shows up second. Our third round map is going to be Tomb of the Spider Queen. But we have some really great matches here in the second round, including up on the upper half of the bracket, Blasting Burrows up against the Division B Grand Champions from Season 4, Divine 9.
It's also really exciting in this bracket to see ReGen Blue actually beat Bad Manners in the first round. So they're up against another ReGen rival from multiple seasons now, OSD. So that's really exciting to see them advance into the round of 16 as well, Murda.
Yeah, really good friends of mine over on OSD. Obviously, really good friends of mine on ReGen Blue. If you want to catch that match, 5:30 p.m. Eastern over on twitch.tv/swing time. Swing bringing you the cast for that. I gave her a little update yesterday and was like, hey, you got a big match in the second round. Could be Bad Manners versus OSD, which is a little grudge match. But turns out ReGen Blue took the upset in round 1, so you'll have to wait until God knows when to ever see that fight between Bad Manners and OSD.
These matches in the round of 16 are going to be pretty intense, Murda. I love the way this is kind of shaped up. There are some teams that I would argue might be some favorites, but again, you just never know. Best of ones, you only have one shot at it, right? So it definitely will get interesting for sure, and we'll check it out and see how it goes.
So I just threw the bracket up on your screen. You can see all of the matches we have the results for so far. We're still waiting to find out about Hodis versus Moto Miracle to wrap up the first round, but just going through, it's going to be Baja's Boys versus G Guardian Esports, Blasting Burrows versus Divine 9, OSD versus ReGen Blue, Royal Heroes of the Realm of Luxoria versus Adults with Jobs, Run Boys versus the Blue Team, ReGen Black versus Hand Banana, which we have featured right here, right now, as soon as we get all our players in. And we're going to have Team Name Change facing the winner of Hodis and Moto Miracle. And the final match is This Is Jimmy versus Average Joes.
So, Murda, you did mention before that the captains were the ones that picked these 3 maps, correct? And you mentioned they were Infernal, Volskaya, and Tomb in that order, correct?
That is absolutely correct.
So one of the cool sorts of things that I noticed when thinking about those maps is they're all pretty well-defined maps in terms of things like rotations and the importance of wave clear. All of them, I'd say, even including Tomb of the Spider Queen, all involve zoning aspects. And the objectives on those particular maps are all push-oriented, right? So on Infernal, you have the Punisher. On Volskaya, you have the Triglav Protector. And on Tomb of the Spider Queen, you have the Spider Mechanics pushing down lane. So sort of really cool to see that the decision for the first sorts of 3 rounds of this tournament, all kind of have to do with that same kind of map. So we're not expecting to see things like miracle comebacks, 1 versus 37 on Towers of Doom.
Right.
But very very cool sort of thing I noticed as we're sitting here waiting for our last remaining team member to join.
Yeah, I think you're exactly right, and that's probably why we saw the captains vote on these maps, because they're somewhat safe in terms of if you get your lead, there's a clear path to maintain your lead, and teams that can dominate the early game, that can push it into the mid game, and then eventually win in the late game, really find that it fits their play style best. We finally have gotten our 10th player here. We will be able to start this only a few minutes late. I'm gonna ask the teams if they're ready. I know Rag and I are sitting here ready to rip and roar. There is an R in chat from Han Banana, waiting to hear back from ReGen Black that they're ready to go as well. But yeah, again, this is going to be Volskaya Foundry. It is our second round, our round of 16 teams that remain. If you want to check out the bracket, exclamation point bracket in chat, you can check that out. If you want to follow along who's winning the bracket challenge, I can actually throw that up really quick. Let's see if I can get that there for you.
Our teams are ready, Murda.
Oh, our teams are finally ready. I will show you guys later. So keep an eye out for that. But here we are, ready to go into the match. It is, where's my start game button? Players do not meet the requirements for this play mode. Gaspy. Gaspy, can you reload lobby? Giving me an error. I don't know what the deal is, but it's grayed out. It says can't launch because of Gaspy.
The universe is conspiring against us, Murda, on this particular cast. So we'll have to make it work. I'm convinced we'll get into the game shortly. Sorry, everyone, to keep you waiting. Small indie company Blizzard, as one of our players just said. Let's see if he knows to do that. Don't see him leaving yet.
I will
want me to hop into their comms?
I'm gonna put up an AFK screen for just a second. Give me 2 minutes. I'm gonna go chat with the teams and try to figure out what's going on here. Oh wait, he dropped. All right, let's see if him dropping and reloading works.
Cool.
If this doesn't work, okay. No, it says players in the lobby do not meet the requirements for this play mode. Okay, so give me a second. I will be right back. Stream. Don't go anywhere. I'm Murda. That's Rag. See ya. All right, ladies and gents, we are back. We have fixed the lobby issue. Thank you for your patience there. So without further ado, actually, let me double check the teams are ready before I throw them into a draft. But I think we're good to go. There's an R from Hand Banana. There's an R from ReGen Black. Ladies and gentlemen, Volskaya Foundry.
I love this map, Murda. There's so much that can happen based on the draft and how teams decide to play their rotations. The chaos that can be caused by the conveyors alone, especially in point C in the bot, just makes this a pleasure to play and to cast. So let's see what the teams do. And they start out with a Genji ban.
Okay, so the first two games of our day here, we saw Genji actually get picked with the first selection. Asmodan also banned out, who, odd. Okay, we don't see a lot of Asmo banned, but I think he has a place sort of on this map. I think his Globes of Annihilation can chunk out a team. You've seen teams like Heroes Hearth run an Asmodan on this map in the past. Not since his rework, but in the past it is a hero that could potentially be played on a map like this.
Asmodan did receive some recent some recent buffs to his PvE related talents, so I think that's why we're seeing the ban. This also is one of his really good maps in my opinion, so I'm not totally surprised to see that. Let's see, Hand Banana will have to decide whether they let something like a Urel through, maybe even a Chroma. He can also be really good on this map because she provides good burst and good zoning potential on the objective points.
Another map that Alex Straza, especially once again with that rework to the Life Binder, could see play. That Dragon form can push teams off of the control points, will be available. Banned out is Murda, which again, another hero that's not selected too often in the ban phase. And we do see the URL make it through and selected by ReGen Black in the blue.
We have a snap pick of Johanna and Malfurion, even with the recent nerfs to Malfurion. As I mentioned in an earlier game, he still is a very strong support. He has a game-changing ult when he takes his Twilight Dream that can just completely nuke any frontline or backline that decides to engage. So excellent wave clear, excellent zoning potential as well with the roots. Let's see what ReGen Black follows up with.
They want to find a way to get on top of this Malfurion without his ice block so vulnerable, and this is early pick with Deckard Cain on the board. They're going to go with Karazim and a Chromie. What are your thoughts bringing in a Karazim into this matchup, Rag, as a support main yourself?
I think the Karazim feels a little bit early here. He doesn't have a cleanse until level 16, so I don't think it's necessarily the best pick. I'm assuming that ReGen Black is going to pick additional dive to go with that Karazim, but I'm not too sure, especially with the Alex Straza still up and the Malfurion being taken on the other team. So I think maybe taking something else there, like an auto attack or even a tank, might have been a better pick, but I don't know. It all depends on how ReGen Black is going to complete their comp. We might be missing something completely obvious.
Okay, so Karazim, Chromie. We just saw ETC banned out, and the final ban is going to be Illidan. Okay, Mr. Illidan has been banned out. Another hero you don't see banned too often in this meta, but they're bringing it to Hand Banana with these bans. Phoenix and Medivh are chosen. Medivh possibly for that Force of Will to protect against a 7-sided strike. Is that the thought there?
I think it's protection against the Chromie and Chromie combos, right? The temporal loop at level 8 that she gets is countered really well by the Medivh. Not only that, but the Medivh portal gives you engage into their backline, whatever they pick here. So that Chromie is going to have to play incredibly carefully in order to keep this front line off of them. So they follow up with the Hanzo. I love the Anubarak pick here. The Cocoon can force one of these team members out of the fight and can also dive along with the Karazim and the URL.
And the final selection will be Li Ming for Hand Banana. Sammy C going to be playing the Li Ming, the captain for Hand Banana. At least I think that's the captain. I could be completely off base with that. Did have the captain tag during the draft. Volskaya Foundry, a map that we have not yet seen today, but you guys here in North America, especially in NGS, know this map so well. It's such a popular map that teams are selecting all the time in all of my casts I get to do for NGS. Here we are, round number 2, ReGen Black, the home team, versus Hand Banana, who picked up a upset in that first round up against Jailbait. So they're looking to get their second upset of the day against the number 7 seed ReGen Black here on Volskaya.
So I think a lot of this comes down to the ability for ReGen Black to stack that Chromie early and to put damage on target. That Medivh needs to be on point in denying those Chromie combos. But if the Anubarak engages with the Kharazim correctly and even the Urel, then that Chromie might have a really good time and a really easy way of getting that damage, getting those early picks, and just stacking early, because there's nothing more dangerous on this map than a Chromie who has her 60 Sandblasts prior to the late game. That is just a terrifying thing. So I'm curious to know what build she's going to go. The sort of standard build is the Globes at 1, followed by the Auto Attack Bronze Talons at 2. But we'll see. A lot of Chromies have been taking Q, Trap. There's a bunch of different variations there. I also like the Hanzo pick. There's a lot of poke potential into these sort of tight corridors, but we'll see how it all shakes out.
This is the first time I get to introduce a ReGen team during the tournament. On the left-hand side, it is ReGen Black, the captain, Ghofty on the Anubarak Love Not War. Going to be playing Hanzo. Buns on the Urel Penguin FTW, playing that Chromie. And Gaspy, the support player, on the Kharazim.
And on the right side, we have Team Han Banana with Sammy YC on Li Ming, Malthanius playing the Phoenix, Mosher with the Malfurion, the Medivh being played by Draco, and the tank being played by Ray.
Almost didn't see Medivh there. Always in Raven form. Can't see the name bar on your screen, but nonetheless, it is Medivh up in the air in Raven form, and teams are squared up here at mid. Phoenix already dropping down to bottom side, and it looks like Buns playing the Urel will respond to Phoenix in that bottom lane. But as you mentioned, it's going to depend how well Penguin can stack up his Qs. Already connecting on 1, but he's got to get those early. If he wants to get any sort of damage, hitting 60, what is it, like level 13 range, it's like really good.
That is correct, Murda, right? So I'm actually looking at the top lane here. There is a small engage from the Johanna, but again, the Chromie is getting stacked here. The Anubarak doing a great job at taking those skill shots from the Li Ming. And if I look at the talents really quickly, 2 things to mention. The Malfurion did take the new heal talent at level 1, which does give him base regen, health regen for every regrowth. And the Hanzo actually going into the redemption. That is an adjustment that we're seeing. ReGen Black is taking this health camp nice and early.
Yeah, the auto attack build recently buffed by Hanzo. You watch the pros, they're playing it a lot in their Hero League matches on the current patch. You know, I've had discussion with some people over the past couple days, and really the hotness has been the discussion around moving to this auto attack build. So we'll see if Love Not War can pull it off. I had a little talk with him last night, and he seemed pretty excited to have the auto attack build be an option for him, so we'll see if it works out for them here.
I do really like the adjustment that Team Han Banana made with sending the Phoenix into that Urel. She is struggling just a little bit, but again, with the sustain that she has, you know, I don't expect her to lose that lane at all.
I'm going to see if I can make some adjustment on the sound for you guys. I do hear you in chat talking about it. I'm going to try to make sure we get it up to par. As we see turret taken from both sides. The siege camp has been destroyed but not captured yet for ReGen Black. Likely going to hold that until control point A spawns. So keep an eye on the left side of your map if anyone wants to try to take that over from Han Banana. But so far, it is ReGen Black holding it steady and setting up. They're pretty close in XP. No kill yet in the game as Han Banana is working on their own siege camp now. See what time Kharazim wants to step on that camp.
I was just going to mention that, Murda. What ReGen Black is doing here on the left is that they are waiting for the timer to be just a little bit closer for that spawn, for the control point, at which point they take the siege camp. That kind of timing is something you see a lot of high-level teams do because it forces the rotation to happen at the right sort of time. Otherwise, the lane minions do get the opportunity to clear that early, or the enemy team can rotate up and clear that camp before it starts. So excellent work there by the Kharazim in taking that camp at an optimal time.
Okay, so here we are at control point alpha. Both those camps were taken, and in control right now of that biotic emitter, which really could be the difference in this fight. Ghofty holding on to it, but positioned inside the control point is Hand Banana starting to charge it up. They use their turret, still holding on to a turret is Gaspy. We'll see if they get this health back and want to jump back in. But they do have a Kharazim as their support. Is that going to limit them in how much health they can return in these fights? They're going to have to make sure the Biotic Emitter gets its full value.
I think the decision to disengage there was the right one, Murda. They decided to use their taps. Hanzo was clearing that wave in the top as well, so they were kind of forced to make that disengage. They did take a bunch of damage at the very beginning from the Li Ming, but I like the play here. They're not in a real rush. I do think they're going to hit level 7 first, but they can engage on this Phoenix right here.
Yeah, they're engaging on him. Got the Force of Will out from the Medivh, and had to use his warp away as well. Montanius still alive for now, but Ray taking a lot of damage on that front line. The turret was dropped. They still hold the Biotic Emitter, and taking over control after 92% was captured by Hand Banana. ReGen Black is now in control of Capture Point Alpha.
And you see here what Team Hand Banana is doing. They're sending Johanna to the top lane and Phoenix to the bot, and they are focusing, actually both teams are doing this, they're focusing on that turret camp. This is excellent heads-up play by both teams. We know right now that Team Hand Banana is level advantage down, no longer, so they should not be looking to engage until the talent tiers are even, which they are now, and at the same time they got the soak in addition to the turret. So ReGen Black does need to be careful here. There is a Medivh engaging on the point along with the team. They should not give this point away.
Here come Hand Banana. Taking a lot of damage from Chromie was the Malfurion. Mosher is very low. Biotic Emitter on the ground. Ghosty dropped it, so ReGen Black getting out ReGen. They also have a turret in here doing some damage. Phoenix very low. Could fall here to Yarel and does. First blood of the game. Handed over to ReGen Black. It's now in an overtime period, but ReGen Black's finding more blood, and that's a double kill and a Triglav Protector for the home team, ReGen Black.
This Anubarak just engaged exactly how he needed to. He saved his burrow charge for the exact moment, understood that Chromie was being pressured in the backline, but with the zoning potential and the auto attacks, again from her bronze talons, she sustained through the fight, kept poking, and they won that pretty handedly. ReGen Black is getting this mid wall, and like most games played on Volskaya, that first Triglav Protector should take that mid wall and either rotate top or bottom to get the other wall in favor of getting 10.
So, interesting fact is Chromie holding her heroic talent, waiting to see some of these other selections from Hand Banana. They are going to be able to get this well down, which, as you mentioned, is a very big advantage here. They're getting a lot of damage on this fort as well, which Hand Banana is, you hate to see them give this up so easily, but ReGen Black is forcing their own will on this. I know they have Medivh, but forcing the will there was ReGen Black on that fort. They get it down, and level 10 is collected for ReGen Black. You see 7-sided strike, Cocoon, Dragon Arrow, and this is the Ardent Defender for Yarel. They are also going to get this Biotic Emitter once again in their control. Outstanding push there with the Triglav Protector.
So this is one of the disadvantages of having the Phoenix in the solo lane to match that soak down there. In terms of clearing the Triglav Protector, you are left a little bit lacking in damage. That first Triglav Protector should not take any of the forts, and this is unfortunate for Team Hand Banana just because the next spawn point, as you see on the map now, is at the top. They have nothing to fall back to and no well to tap. This is a great position for ReGen Black to be positioned in.
All right, so hopefully my microphone is not too quiet. Ragnnarrok's microphone is not too quiet. We're trying to figure it out. We did a sound check before. I thought it sounded fine, and then you guys are complaining. That's okay. We'll figure it out. We got all afternoon. Oh, Nubrak in a lot of trouble, has the burrow charge away to safety. Ghosty surviving, and there's a Cocoon. He's pinging it. He wants his team to show up on this Medivh, and it looks like ReGen Black is going to make it here. They have the temporal loop as well, but there's a lot of damage on top of Medivh. Has the Force of Will. Getting some of that health back with the regen that he's able to provide to himself, but there's a temporal loop locking him back in, and another kill. 3 on the board now for ReGen Black before those level 10s are picked up for Hand Banana. The Biotic Emitter was used, but checking this time right, yeah, still a minute 41 till it's going to respawn that camp will. But a huge pickup there on Medivh, and did he finish his stacks? No, so Arcane Rift was reset there. A enormous pickup for ReGen Black.
That was unbelievable, Murda. One thing I didn't notice until just now is our Kharazim actually went full heal build. That was Transcendence at 1 and Spirit Ally, which I think is okay at level 4. Very interesting there, but it looks like they're more interested in the sustain, knowing that the Hanzo actually went full auto attack build. And Chromie being Chromie, you need to land damage on your target for her to be effective. So excellent heads up play there. Even with the Force of Will, ReGen Black did hold their cooldowns until the Force of Will had expired and they netted 2 kills.
Here comes Li Ming trying to find something with that Disintegrate, but didn't, and now she's cocooned, wrapped up. They're looking to put some damage on top of Medivh yet again, but they have to back up. Ooh, if that Purification Salvo hit Hanzo, it was a dead Hanzo, but didn't. Love Not War was just out of range and will survive, as well as everyone on ReGen Black. Both teams full strength here with 15 seconds away from control point B spawning. There's a portal dropped by Medivh, but of no use. 20 seconds from the support camp respawning. Level 13's picked up for ReGen Black, and they're looking to take a fight. Here's a burrow charge forward by Nubrak, but backing up to safety is Johanna and the rest of Hand Banana. ReGen Black is in this top lane, trying to push this wave out. They still have that siege camp pushing down here too.
Excellent disengage there by ReGen Black. I was also watching that Hanzo's health bar as that Purification Salvo came up, and I realized that our Kharazim actually took 7-sided strike and not the Divine Palm. So incredibly close that the Hanzo did not die here. But this is ReGen Black's fight to win. They are level 13 into level 10 right now.
There's that 7-sided strike and a lot of value on top of Johanna Ray. Very low as the bug. Back up, but there is the Leyline Seal to slow everything. Slow everything down, reset the fight, as words are starting to pass my mouth without any recourse. Ardent Defender popped by Yrel on this front line, looking to do all the damage, and does, finishing off Malfurion. Now no support for Hand Banana. They're going to have to back up. Phoenix is also going to fall. A double kill for ReGen Black, and full control of this control point B.
37 stacks for that Chromie. She is hurting immensely. The engage there by Team Hand Banana was good to start, but again, we are seeing the power of this Kharazim now. He can just dive in with the Nubrak, put damage onto that Malfurion, pressure him, and take him down. If that portal and Force of Will are not ready there, then things are going to go down south. And you see here a great heads-up play by ReGen Black, stealing that Bruiser camp at the very top, putting pressure onto the team Hand Banana, and softening up that keep wall in preparation for this Triglock Protector Murda.
Hand Banana has to play some defense here. Still no level 13 talents. ReGen Black pushing forward with that Triglock, splitting off the Yrel to the bottom lane to continue getting that XP, looking for level 16. But without 13, Hand Banana has a very tough hill to climb here. They have to play defense, and this robot so strong, able to rip through one of the towers. Another laser down there doing more damage. Medivh taking a chunk there, only at 9 on Arcane Rift right now. Cannot afford to die again. 15.5 for ReGen Black. They're playing it patient as Yrel peeky down there, working on this fort, which would get them 16, or at least a lot closer to 16. Here's a rotation from the Triglock to mid. They're going to try to find some damage on these towers as well with the laser and the big Q stack from the gunner. And I mean, it's so hard when all these structures are falling and they're getting just the static XP advantage from getting the structures down. That Hand Banana, they're not 13, and look at ReGen Black, almost a 2 talent tier lead at this point.
I can't speak highly enough of this play that ReGen Black did here. Not only did they send the Yrel for that level 16 at the bot, but they are preparing themselves to be successful for the next Triglock, because we know it's going to spawn in the bot lane. A lot of teams in this particular case would just keep pushing top as a 5-man, but they recognize the value of splitting up that Yrel, not only double soaking, but also prepping the lane to succeed, or for their success into the next Triglock Protector. Excellent macro play there by ReGen Black.
So take a look over at Hanzo. 27k hero damage so far in the fight, in the match rather. 80k siege damage. This auto attack build, if you have not tried it at home yet, make sure you give it an attempt, because basic attacks are the new hotness on Hanzo, and so far proving its worth here. on Volskaya Foundry as they're getting yet another support camp. They just got their turret camp as well, so regathering items for the next control point is ReGen Black. They're also starting to whittle down this siege camp in the top left. We'll see if they gather it, and they will this time. Gatsby and Love Not War grabbing that. Turret camp on the right side was also taken away, so item control right now. Ghosty with the biotic emitter, Gatsby with a turret, Urel with a turret. 3 items for ReGen Black, and I don't think any are in the control right now of Hand Banana. So pressing forward with the 16 talent tier advantage is going to be ReGen Black. Thank you for the cheer there, Shui. He says, once you go black, you never go back. Okay, ReGen Black for Shui.
Reported, Kappa. ReGen Black here is invading the siege camp in the top. Again, they can and should be doing this because they have talent tier advantage. They are approaching level 20 pretty quickly, and they can continue doing so by just pressuring these structures. They do have a camp falling up behind them as well, and pressure building in the bot lane.
Yeah, 6 of these robots pushing down the lane. 7-sided strike on top of Johanna. The Force of Will was a little bit late. Here comes a Purification Salvo doing damage onto 4. Chromie was in her Ice Block and didn't take a lot of damage. Timeout, rather. And this is a full force on this keep. ReGen Black wants it. Biotic Emitter is on the ground looking for damage on top of Johanna. She's low again. Gets that Force of Will from Medivh. Still alive for now is Ray. There's the Iron Skin as well. But this keep very low and will fall. ReGen Black taking the first keep of the game at 14 minutes and 45 seconds, and they're staying in this top lane. They still have some push here. No, they are going to back up. Okay, so they get the keep. They have a 4-level lead as control point C is about to spawn.
I think if ReGen Black had gotten 1 or 2 picks there, they end the game. One important thing to note, though, with the short respawn timers at level 14, is that ReGen Black doesn't actually have that much siege potential on their team. So I think it's in their best interest actually to wait for the Triglav Protector and win that. What you'll notice now is catapults did start spawning in the top lane opposite control point C. So I think that Team Hand Banana really needs to soak 16 here, try to get an engage before ReGen Black hits level 20 and see if they can start turning this game around. It's going to be hard. Not one fort has fallen for the team of ReGen Black.
Yeah, Hand Banana appears to be conceding this altogether. Still no level 16 talents. Can they get that half level and make it down to control point C in any amount of reasonable time? I don't know, but ReGen Black pushing their advantage further now on this bottom lane, have a wave of minions as well as beetles and stuff from a Nubrak, and they're ready to start sieging down this bottom keep wall, which again, with the Triglav that they're about to get, this could be huge for them. Urel sitting on that control point C, the rest of the team getting this wall down and putting them that much closer to level 20.
Chromie did, as expected, go into Andorhole Anomaly at level 18, which gives her 3 time traps. That's an excellent way to control points on this particular map. There is the Triglav Protector going over to ReGen Black, and they could actually just push top, Murda. They could push top and try to win the game here. A couple more waves will get them level 20. And a pick will probably also secure the W for them. Let's see what they do mid lane.
Here's a defense on top of Chromie. Uses her timeout. The 7-sided strike was also used, but didn't get a lot done. Chromie, when she pops out, could be in trouble. Penguin backing up and falls to that Twilight Dream from Malfurion. The first kill of the game for Hand Banana, coming in a great spot of this one. Purification Salvo trying to finish off a Nubrak and Karazim, but doesn't. The Triglav Protector is backing up, and a great defense there. Getting the 16 talent here. Hand Banana putting up the wall and making sure ReGen Black cannot advance past it.
The impatience of ReGen Black in that particular team fight, I think, was their downfall. The Triglav Protector was not there, and they were fighting 4 into 5 Murda. So I think if they were just a little bit more patient, they are going for this Phoenix, though, near the mid lane. Can they get him? No, they turn around.
Taking a ton of damage from Hanzo. Look at the armor reduction every time he's hitting those AAs. They do get a kill there on Medivh. He did finish his stacks that time, so will not be reset upon his respawn. And level 20s are now online for ReGen Black as they look to finish the second keep of the game here. Disintegrate being dropped on top of the Triglav and a Nubrak. There is the web wrap. Li Ming is inside. Will they try to get any sort of follow-up on this? No, they're not going to be able to find it, but they are looking at Phoenix. Phoenix in big trouble, gets his warp interrupted. The Blessed Shield does come out to protect, and backing up is ReGen Black. They get the keep now. 2 are down. The catapults are starting to whittle down some of the shielding on the core, but will be cleared up by Hand Banana. 3-level lead. What is the way back in this for Hand Banana, Rag?
I really think Hand Banana needs to get a pick. I really, really do. In the interest of ReGen Black, though, they can and should not only paint the map blue and keep that pressure mounting in their top and mid lane now, they also can get all of the items which are up, and they should be uncontested. I think it's going to be tough for Team Hand Banana to get back into it, but it is possible. But ReGen Black should not be giving them back the game if they play a bit safer, if they understand what the goal is, and I don't know, maybe they push bot as well.
So they already have 2 turrets in their control. This will make it 3 as Buns on that Urel will pick it up. They also have the biotic emitter once again on Ghosty. 2 lanes of catapults are pushing heavily on top of Hand Banana. There's a teleport through the portal. Back and forth is Phoenix, and a warp away to safety. A nifty play there by Malthanius, playing Phoenix, juking out the members of ReGen Black on that one. But with the level 20 advantage and all these items, they're pushing forward. ReGen Black here. There is a leyline seal to reset this. The purification salvo interrupted by the cocoon, trying to break them out now, and the Dragon's Arrow locking it in. They also get the Medivh on the other side of the fight. The Temporal Loop on top of Johanna. This could be the blood they need, and Johanna's down. It's a 2-for-0, a double kill for ReGen Black. They are alive and healthy, about to push forward onto this core. Love Not War is pretty low, but he's getting some healing from this biotic emitter that was just dropped by Ghosty, as well as Karazim, who's here in that full healing build. Sammy C on Li Ming, the only thing here in defense along with Phoenix, but he's so low. The core also taking damage below 50% now. ReGen Black looking to finish off their second round opponents. And ladies and gentlemen, advancing to the quarterfinals is ReGen Black.
What an incredibly well-deserved win for ReGen Black there. They played the macro game so well. The dive was just way too much for Team Hand Banana to really do anything about, because unfortunately that force of will does expire after a certain period of time. It just absolutely mind-blowing. I know you called it out, Murda, but I thought the exact same thing. That cocoon on the purification salvo at the end. What a denial of damage. That is insane. What an excellent heads-up play from Ghosty in recognizing that. So important. Take that Phoenix out, focus the damage, take that Medivh out, and that just is more than enough to turn the team fight.
So an outstanding battle, 8-1 in kills. They did find that Chromie in the later portion of the game after control point C. Hanzo, auto attack build, leading the way for ReGen Black. Chromie picking up the bulk of the kills. Taking a peek over at the talents. Again, auto attacks, sharpened arrowheads at level 7, the hotness, ignore all distractions at level 4, and redemption at 1. Really strong. Flawless technique at 16 as well.
One of the sort of cool pickups here, which I actually like into what looks like an orb build, Li Ming, is the Aegis of Light for Urel at level 4. She was denying a lot of the damage from that orb build by hopping onto her teammates and granting them that 35 armor. Again, excellent heads up play. She forewent the Divine Seed at level 7, also for that Holy Avenger, which allowed her to reduce that cooldown and not only play as an engager, but also as a protector with those 2 talents. So again, excellent idea there. I really love the adjustment. Most people you'll see go Divine Seed at level 7 and the heal talent at 4. Murad's inside, I believe.
So I'm going to throw up the bracket as it currently stands for you guys. There it goes, refreshing. ReGen Black moving on. They will play the winner of Run Boys and the blue team, which should be wrapping up if it has not already. Oh, it looks like Run Boys did win that, sorry. So that's a huge matchup. The number 2 Run Boys, the defending champions of this event from last season, up against the home team ReGen Black in the quarterfinals. We will have that match for you right here on twitch.tv/MurdaRG at 6:30 p.m. Eastern. If you want to continue following these teams, make sure you tune back in. In the meantime, I will be handing off the stream to one of our other casters. Just looking at what's playing right now, I think there's a good one between the Blasting Burrows and Divine 9. Oh, actually, I want to get you guys to the ReGen Blue match. OSD versus
I was
ReGen Blue.
just gonna say, Murda,
Yeah.
if you hadn't recommended that, let's get them
Okay.
over there.
So we're going to throw you guys over to Swing Time and Falendrith over at twitch.tv/swingtime. Make sure you stop in, and when you're there, throw her a follow. A fantastic streamer for NGS. Excited to have her on board today. But for now, let me throw this down. That's it for this one. ReGen Black taking it over Hand Banana in the round of 16. We will be back at 6:30, and we'll see you then.
Hey guys.